Ready. Set.
Gamecast.
Welcome to Ready, Set, Gamecast, a bi-weekly podcast about video games and awards. I'm Matt. I haven't won an award yet, but I'm joined by Darian, the award-winning Michael Myers fan.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I had no idea this was happening.
The number one Michael Myers fan in our hearts.
I'm just gonna I want it to be in the video now. This is a patch.
It's a PSA, really.
Yes, both Michael Myers fangirling and it says always wear a mask. And I have no idea where I'm gonna put this yet, but I desperately needed it in my life. It's probably my favorite purchase in the past couple weeks, and I have no idea.
It's pretty good.
Thanks.
Bryce is AFK. He's slacking, you know. He's like,
he's doing the opposite of slacking. He's being worked to the bone.
You know, we're playing D&D this week, so I don't want to record this podcast. That's what he said.
That's totally what happened. It's not at all his being needed at work. That's not.
Yeah,
it's definitely not because he works
season.
at a delivery company. And, you know, Christmas season is definitely not the busiest season for them. Absolutely not. I've definitely worked that job before.
Yeah, so unfortunately Bryce won't get to talk about our big news this week. Or tell us what he's been playing. But it sounds like he probably hasn't been playing anything. He's probably just been lugging boxes.
He's been playing Moving Out.
Yeah. IRL Moving Out.
Because there's not really like a fun sim game for package delivery, is there?
That's surprising. Like I would have expected that by now.
We just don't know about it.
Yeah, and
package
delivery. One of those Steam early access. You get to like use a drone and you drop your package and it breaks or something. Actually, I watched one where there was like
totally reliable delivery service.
Okay,
I
think Kevin Becker's played that.
Yeah, I think they played that. But also, this does not look like the kind of work that Bryce is doing. There is literally, I just watched a crane thing or like a hydraulic lift on the edge of a like side of a vehicle, pick up a vehicle and drop it on the ground. So this is not what Bryce is doing.
He doesn't have that kind of license.
It's one of those ragdoll physics games, which is odd to me, but also very cute.
Yeah.
So we were wrong. Bryce is playing totally reliable delivery service, not Moving Out, and definitely not Overcooked.
What's wrong with Overcooked?
That's not what he's doing for his job.
Oh, okay. I thought the
Nothing
way you
wrong
said
with
not Overcooked, I was like, "Whoa, Darian does not like Overcooked."
Just a little bit of shade there. Actually,
she doesn't like the Swedish Chef.
No, oh my god, that was the funniest announcement. I was blown away. Like, what is even the point? I've still never played Overcooked though. I was supposed to play that with Bryce for a Let's Play at some point, and it just never happened. So I have Overcooked 2, I think, and I've never played it.
Never even played it?
No.
Oh.
I think it might still be, it's downloaded to my system.
What? I have a lot of games like that where I've like never touched them, but I've downloaded them and installed them and everything. What have you played though this week?
This time around, I played a little bit of League of Legends.
Of course. You gotta clock those hours.
Oh yeah. It's been great. I think there was actually another Clash tournament since the last time, and we did a lot better this time. We got so last time we got like 7th and 8th place, and this time we got 3rd place for the first day of tournaments and 2nd place for the 2nd day of tournaments. So that was really exciting.
You are the award winner.
Yeah. So that was pretty great. I enjoy playing League with those guys. And
are
then
the Clash tournaments, they're like smaller games, like 3v3 or something, or are they like?
No, they're like standard games. It's just it's like, so they set up a bracket of 8 teams based on like what tier you fall in. And you're matched up against people, and there's like a consolation bracket. It's like double elimination.
Right, you said it was double elimination.
Mm-hmm. So,
is it through League though, or is it like an external group that's organizing it?
It's through Riot. You get in-game, or not in-game. You get in-client like earnings. Like you can get like blue S's, which is like in-game currency, and you can get like different banners that will fly in your lane when you're playing. That's just like a purely cosmetic thing. And you can get different team icons that you can use for the Clash team and stuff, and you can earn like skins and stuff too, or like they're like gacha style like in-game cosmetic thing. Like, you know how like Overwatch has the boxes, right?
Yeah.
They didn't really start that, I guess, but they made it more accessible. So Riot has an in-game thing like that too. And you can get boxes and like different loot through that system. So just by playing Clash, which is kind of neat.
That is cool. Like that's all, integrated into the system.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's like a new feature in this season of Clash, but you can actually enter as like a free agent. So you just enter the roles that you're comfortable playing, and then if a team doesn't have enough players,
you'll get filled.
Then they can recruit you to the team, which is kind of neat. So if you play really well, you could play as a decent team's whatever you're comfortable playing as, and get rewards. It's a really neat system.
I think the next MOBA I'll play or try is the Pokemon one whenever that comes out.
I forgot that's a real thing.
Yeah, I just thought about it. I was like, that's the one I'll try.
I'm definitely not going to play that game. Sorry. I'm sorry, Pokemon. I love you. But I already have a MOBA. So I'm not looking for another game to fill that slot for me. I am about to start playing Final Fantasy 14 online though, because I don't have an MMO.
Yeah.
And I really like the Final Fantasy universe, and a few of my really good friends play the shit out of that game, and they were like, I was like, you know, I've always been curious about it. Like, should I play it? And they were like, yes, please, God, get this game.
I hear it's the best MMO going, as far as like, if you're going to get into an MMO, that's the one you should start playing now.
It's a good, like, really like beginner friendly.
Yeah, I think it's that, and like the systems are a little more modern in it, and like I think it's relatively story heavy for the single player, but it's like cinematic too. And then like the extra systems and like the over multiplayer world are really well done, and like the class systems are really fluid, where you don't have to pick a character class. You can like kind of switch your job at any given time, and that kind of thing. You've been playing some other games?
Yes, I had my siblings over. My younger siblings, they're like 11 and 8, 10 and 8. No, 11 and 8. God, I'm the worst sister ever. And no, it's just that 2020 is the worst year ever, and it feels like it is both almost over and hasn't happened yet. It's the weirdest state of existence. But they were over, and so I played Mario Kart with them, and I got first a lot. And
just beat them up.
Well, no, because my little sister's really good at it. She's 11, and she plays it with her friends a lot, and she's really good. I was worried for a little bit, but I mean, I just had the skills. And I got Super Mario Party finally. How long has that game been out? And I finally bought it for myself. And that was super fun. Have you played a whole lot of Super Mario Party?
I played it when it first came out. I think I picked it up kind of right away. And yeah, I played through, I think there are 4 or 5 different maps, different
like concepts for how the board works, which is wild. Like, it's not like the standard, like, oh, look at this cool map. It's like, no, like this one you're rowing, this one you're like performing. Like, that was super cool to see. I've only ever played it like,
you even mean like the game modes, right?
Yeah. Like when you first load up and you choose how many characters there are. Like, and then you just walk around the map and you choose like, oh, I just feel like playing a bunch of mini games, or I feel like going on a rowing expedition, and that's how we're gonna play. Like, it's a total
they kind of made like
up.
the rowing one's like a mini game playthrough, right?
Yeah,
and
like,
no board game aspect. I was talking about like the board game maps.
I haven't even played the board game maps because we just like explored this like new concept for Mario Party, which was really cool to see, you know, having grown up on that series. I haven't even checked out the boards yet.
So
they had
the rowing one, and then the rhythm one, right, was the other one.
Like
performance on stage was like rhythm games. That one was really cool. I really liked that one.
It was fun, but it was difficult, and it was wild to play because I did really well on the first like 2 challenges. And then my boyfriend, who was playing with us as well, so I did the best in those categories for the first 2, and then he did the best in the last category. And then my little sister ended up doing the best overall performance, I guess. So she won, which is cool. Like, it wasn't like winner takes all. Like, it was like, no, like actually based on how well you did, which is really nice to see, because like she was like slightly above average in all of them, but not the best. And she obviously deserved to win because she was most consistent, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. It was really cool. I am excited to explore that game a little bit more now that I own it and I get to have it forever. That's all for me.
That's all? Okay. I was trying to think of like with the Mario Party stuff. When you do get to the board game stuff, I feel like we had to unlock the maps as we went. It was like you can only play on the first one.
Oh, sure.
And I feel like the selection wasn't super fun for some of them. Like 3 of the 5 were not my favorite to play, and then like 2 of them I was like, okay, these are good maps.
Oh, so it's gonna be a little grindy.
Yeah.
That's fine. I play Mario Party by myself a lot, so
I used to like on the N64 ones I played just alone.
My favorite thing was the DS version of it.
I never played that one.
Oh my gosh. I played that game all the time because like that was designed to be more fun for single players, because like, yes, you can like Bluetooth or whatever, the infrared connect with other DSs to play, but like you're not always going to have that as an option because it's a portable option. So they made it super fun to just like challenge yourself with all the different mini games that they had going on. Like, so I also played a lot of Mario Party 7. Was that the last one on the Wii?
I don't know. I did not play Mario Party from GameCube until Switch, I would say.
Like, you didn't play the GameCube ones?
No, I played some of the one with the microphone.
Okay, good. That's the best one. That is the best Mario Party game in my opinion. What is that, 4? That one's 6.
Wow. Okay, yeah. I don't think I'd played one since then. I think they're around like 10, right? Technically.
Oh wait, no, 7. It might have been 7. 6 and 7 were on the GameCube. 8 was on the Wii, and that one was pretty good too. Not nearly as good as the GameCube ones. Mario Party 9 4 was also on the was 4 on the GameCube too?
Yeah.
How many? So was it 4, 5, 6, 7 on the GameCube? Yeah, Mario Party 3 was on the N64. This is crazy. We're just in a rabbit
I didn't play most of the GameCube ones.
Yeah, I didn't realize that there was that many on the GameCube. I played 6 and 7 on the GameCube.
I think I played like 4.
Yeah, I don't think I played 4.
So 7 has the microphone included looking thing. So maybe I did play that.
Yeah, that was my shit. That one was because I only got to play it at my cousin's house because we never had a GameCube, but my cousins did. And so there was like a cousin that was my age and a cousin that was my little brother's age, and we'd all four play together. And my cousin who was my age, she would tell me all the secrets and exploits to beat the little boys up, and then the little boys would get mad. It was great. Oh man. Yeah, because she figured out that it wasn't like sensitive to sound. It was like, it's not similar to how like Phasmophobia actually like reads and tells what you're saying. Like
okay,
it can interpret it
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Like speak recognition. That's what I'm looking for. It's not speak recognition. It's just noise recognition. So, like, you don't have to yell at it. She was like, oh, yeah, you can just cup it. That works just fine. And so, instead of having to scream over and over again for some of them, like, it was like, oh, it was nuts. It was exploits. She learned all the exploits. Anyway.
Mario Party. It's back.
Mario Party's back. They introduced some really cool new shit with this Switch, and they figured it out, man. It is
I think
cool.
they're selling it as a dual cartridge with... Oh, I don't know if 2 cartridges come in the box, but it was like a split box, right? I saw it at... I think I saw it at Target.
With what else?
I think it's Mario Kart, but I'm not sure. Yeah. Mario Kart, Mario Party, double
have
pack.
A bundle deal. That's nice. That makes me kind
of
of sad.
It costs $80. Well, it's actually, I guess that's saving you money, kind of.
It is absolutely saving you money because both of those games are being sold for like $60 still. If you buy them digitally on the... Well, I guess I don't know about Mario Kart, but Mario Party cost me $60 to buy on the Nintendo eShop.
Yeah. You can probably get them on sale for like $50, right? If they... So
when they run sales. They do run sales still pretty regularly. I get notification emails every time they run a sale because I've got a bunch of stuff on my wish list. It's like, ooh, this game's on sale. Do you want it this time? No, I can't afford it. Thanks, Nintendo. I appreciate the concept of sales, but like ultimately what it comes down to is when I have money and I'm ready to buy it, that's when I'm getting it.
Yeah.
The sales are nice if they coincide.
I feel like if there's a sale and it's less than 50% off, I'm like, is this really a sale at this point? Because I feel like the prices are always somewhere between 50 and 100. Like, you can always get like a buck or two off, it seems.
All right, what else have you been playing?
What have I been playing? I saw there was a Tetris 99 event the other weekend, and then my Switch hadn't been charging. So then I put it down to charge, and then the weekend ended, and I was like, oh yeah, the Tetris event. So I didn't participate, but then I did play Tetris.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, I've been dabbling in the Tetris 99 again. It's just it's like, I don't know, just 15 minutes at a time, you know, you can just play a game. You're like, I have this window of time. This is an appropriate amount of time.
Yeah, it is a really nice
easy to jump in
and go and stop whenever. Game. It's definitely great for that.
Other than that, nothing new in Tetris. It's the same game it's been since the 80s.
Sounds about right.
And then I got ESO during one of the Steam sales recently. So speaking of getting into MMOs, picked up, you know, the Elder Scrolls Online. Final Fantasy was in the running, but I'm not super into Final Fantasy, so that kind of swayed me away from it and towards ESO.
That's probably fair.
But it's a nice relaxing, you know, just kind of running around questing, seeing other people in the world.
Yeah, I like the idea of ESO because of like how much I enjoyed Skyrim specifically, but I know that like people have enjoyed other Elder Scrolls games, and like that game is like really cool put up next to those games, right? It's like everything Fallout whatever wanted to be but couldn't.
Yeah, I don't know if Fallout is better at this point. I forget what that one's called. Fallout 76.
That sounds right.
Yeah, I don't know if they've kind of landed yet with that.
Right. I think
but ESO also had a rough launch.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. I think as long as they stick along with Fallout 76, that maybe one day it can reach where ESO has finally found itself, which is like mostly well received. Like most fans are chill with it. Like
and the way it's structured is like pretty similar to the single player Elder Scrolls games. It feels a little lighter, so a little like fewer dialogue options per conversation kind of thing. So like maybe a little more generic.
Sure.
But
that makes it more accessible.
That's
kind
for
of
like
what
the casual...
you need for an MMO.
Exactly.
You don't want, I mean, like you can do in-depth lore stuff, but like it can't be essays every time I chat with somebody.
Right. So I've been enjoying it for just kind of cruising through at my own pace. And there's like fishing, there's crafting, there's...
What kind of character did you build?
I made a high elf. And then I wanted to make him short and fat, but it turns out that high elves are tall. So the shortest high elf is actually still like as tall as other people that are regular height.
Sounds about right.
I'm a high elf necromancer.
Ooh.
And I guess the necromancer class is one of the like newer classes this year.
Oh, fun.
I forget what the other one, Warden is the name of the other one, and that one has like animal companion type thing. Necromancer is obviously like raising skeletons and things to fight your enemies.
Right.
So
killing off tons and tons of Draugr and then re-rising them.
Yeah. Or damaging yourself to heal kind of thing.
Yeah.
I always like that kind of stuff.
You're into that self-harm shit?
That's Ooh. That sadistic
class. There we
go. Yeah, but that's been nice to just like kind of relax with every once in a while.
Hell yeah.
I'll probably keep going. I don't know what like the next game I'm looking forward to is at this point. Oh, Doom Eternal made it to Game Pass finally on PC. So that was nominated for Game of the Year at the Game Awards. So I'm gonna give that a shot soon. Soon TM. But speaking of the Game Awards, that is our big item this week. The show
what we're gonna cover in the news.
The news.
Oh yeah.
Wait, does it capture on your audio track?
Yeah, that was it.
Oh my god, yes. Oh, I love that.
Jeff Keighley was back this year again, even despite COVID, despite, having to do everything digitally. I actually think at like a top level, I think the show was really like an improvement over what it's been in the past.
Yeah,
I think he really hit his stride.
It didn't feel as generic and gross, and I think it's because everybody misses everybody so much this year that it's like we get to come around and celebrate all the good we had this year. Like, I think everybody needed it. It was great.
Yeah. And I think like whatever lack of E3 or that kind of thing, like the Game Awards has been kind of pushing, the big announcement stuff in the December slot while also recognizing, obviously doing the awards. And it's like this weird mix of like marketing and awards, but it's like a 2.5 hour commercial kind of at the end of the day. But I think he was able to get like really quality announcements and stuff this year because there's a lack of things like E3 and big events like that.
That's true too. Yeah. And all of those moved to like online items, but like not as many people tuned into them.
Right.
Because of that. And I think,
and in turn, like he got celebrities like, to shoot video for it, right?
Right, yeah.
Like, I think Brie Larson was presenting an award. Of course, Keanu Reeves was there. Christopher Nolan was promoting Tenet, the new movie he's directed, but he also did like the Game of the Year.
Like, I wasn't expecting Brie Larson. Like, she doesn't seem like a super video games. She does Nissan commercials. Like, what?
She did something with Animal Crossing, I think, this summer. Like, Nintendo had partnered with her. I think they did like an island tour with her and that kind of thing. But yeah, he was able to, I think, really benefit, I guess, from COVID and from this year with the way the show went.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we have a list of all the big announcements and all the big winners. If you want to, I don't know, which one do you want to go into first? Let's do announcements.
Yeah, I like the idea of announcements. Stuff to look forward to first.
Okay.
Right, like future first, and then, okay, and here's what did well.
Yeah. I'm not going to say every announcement, because like I was saying, it's like if that was literally like a 2.5 hour commercial, go watch it on YouTube, or watch these trailers.
Just highlights. So let's do it like this. You'll pick out things in the pre-show reveals that were interesting to you.
Okay.
And then if there's something that you didn't pick that I did or that I liked, then I'll talk about that too, and we can just play everything like that for the announcements at least.
I did not watch the pre-show. I tuned in right at the start of the regular show.
Oh, so you haven't seen the announcements?
I haven't seen these handful.
Okay. Well, then
which ones of these stuck out to you?
So there is this I don't know how to pronounce it. The Tachia game. I don't remember because it was like very briefly done. And that one looked really fascinating. I thought the graphics looked really pretty, and like it seems like it's about exploring and discovering new things. And I think it says a massive sandbox environment. I thought it was procedurally generated, but that must not be the case. And it's set in a different country, or the small country of New Caledonia, which I don't know if that's. I've never heard of that place, unfortunately. So maybe it is a learning experience. That is a real place.
An ancient region in Britain?
It's a French New Caledonia.
Oh, New Caledonia. Whoops.
Yeah.
I looked up Caledonia.
Oh. So New Caledonia is a French territory comprising of dozens of islands in the South Pacific.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a beach or a small island or a set of islands to explore. That sounds really cool. That one was cool. The Sea of Solitude director's cut actually looked really cool. Like that game initially looked beautiful, but like they were able to fluff it up and basically give it like more content for a re-release on the Switch. And then
was that the big part of that? Is like it's coming to Switch?
Yeah, yep. That's the big announcement. Is that Sea of Solitude, which already exists, is getting a re-release basically on Switch. Like it's got more stuff in it.
How did that game do? I
don't think it did as well as they wanted it to, which is why they were really excited about this director's cut, because there was a bunch of stuff they had to cut to make it into, or to publish it on time for everywhere. But like this is like, these are a bunch of things we wanted to include to like deepen the story and make it more.
Sea of Solitude looks like it's about a 3 to 5 hour game. So maybe a good game chat game in the future.
That would probably make a really good game chat game. I feel like a lot of the indie games that were announced on this or in the Game Awards are like probably good game chat games. They seem pretty chill. The shady part of me also looked really cool. It seems like it's a little bit mysterious and scary. It says it's a new dreamlike adventure game focusing on a young girl exploring a surreal world full of puzzles. I should have just like looked at this trailer before we.
It's funny because I'm since I didn't watch the pre-show, I'm like looking at just image searching these games as we go. Okay. It's got kind of that.
It's like really cartoony, like kind of a little bit like the game you've been playing.
The game I've been playing.
Oh, the one you've been playing with your girlfriend a little bit. The Don't Starve.
Yeah.
A little bit reminiscent of that.
Right. I was gonna say this kind of looks like I can't even remember the name. It was like a shadow-based platformer where you're the kid, and then they released the second one. The second game was called Inside, that the studio released.
Limbo.
And I don't remember. Limbo. Yeah, it kind of looks like somewhere between Limbo and Inside.
Yeah, I've never played Limbo, but I have played Inside. I'm so sad that I didn't get the collector's edition for Inside.
Oh, the one with the fleshy...
Oh! Every time that game comes up, a little part of me dies inside again because I just... I couldn't afford it. I wanted it so bad. That's pretty much all that excited me about the pre-show.
The pre-show.
They did announce the Nier Replicant, which is like...
That's a remake, it says.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not engaged in the Nier series, so I could not tell you anything about it.
Yeah, I know that Automata, however you say it, because I don't think there's an official way to say it. I think it's just kind of whatever. But
yeah, I don't have a clue either.
Yeah, but I think that one's technically the sequel, and that Replicant is supposed to be the first one. So that's actually really exciting because that's a game that a lot of people didn't realize that Nier Automata was a sequel to. I never.
And from what I understand, people love it.
Nier is like Automata is really good. It's a really pretty game. The soundtrack is gorgeous. The world is beautiful. It's just like you can't play the game through one time. You have to play it through. There's like
14 times or something.
One for every letter of the alphabet for an ending.
Okay.
And then some.
Now that we've made it through the Game Awards pre-show, let's go to the main show, where Jeff Keighley opened the show by saying, "Everyone is here." And I was like, oh snap, we're getting the Smash reveal right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course, that's what happened. The invitation was sent, and
actually someone pointed out that he didn't get the invitation.
Oh.
That wasn't in the trailer.
Did they show the envelope at the beginning of it?
Maybe they did, but like...
I mean, I don't know that it was sent to him, though. Like, I think he just kind of came and...
Yeah. They were like, Sephiroth just decided to be in Smash. Like,
yeah, everyone's favorite big bad. Does everyone love Sephiroth because he's like kind of dreamy? Or like, what's the deal with Sephiroth? This is funny because like,
put me on the spot like that.
Final Fantasy is such like a gap in my knowledge, right? Like the only one I've played through was 15. I obviously have like the circumstantial knowledge and like the knowledge of the soundtrack, right? When I hear Final Fantasy songs or like the level up theme, right?
Right.
And it's like, okay, I know these things.
You've been indoctrinated.
Yeah, but like I actually have little to no Final Fantasy knowledge.
Okay. So, first of all, Sephiroth is a mama's boy. And
aren't we all, though?
That's a really complex thing to unpack because, like, it's definitely spoiler territory. So, like, I'm not going to go into it in terms of, like, for, like, the remake and stuff. But absolutely a mama's boy. So that's probably something that gets to people on a subconscious level. But on top of that, he is an incredibly attractive specimen.
Is he human?
No.
Is that spoiler?
Not, well...
He's like a demon, right?
He's not a demon. It's kind of complicated, and it is a little spoilery. But he's really attractive, and he's got that like unnaturally long, unnaturally silver hair color, which like people seem to be drawn to, the unnatural and just the fascinating.
Yeah, I'd probably like dye my hair that color if I was gonna do a color, you know?
That would be a cool color. Plus, he's got a really long sword, and like that just like subliminal messaging.
You gotta have the long sword.
Yes.
Cloud seems like he's overcompensating.
And
really.
that is why everybody's attracted to Sephiroth. Let me just unpack that for you. I got you.
All right. Well, he came along, and he straight up stuck his sword through Mario's silhouette.
That was wild to see too. I can't believe Nintendo was like, yeah, we'll make it look like he killed our golden boy.
Yeah,
like
right through him.
And I was kind of mad that he wasn't dead. Like,
and then they showed it. Yeah, I was like, oh, they off Luigi, right?
Yeah,
somebody off Luigi, right?
Fucking cowards.
But no, Mario was just hung up by his overall strap. Turned out, not actually gutted.
Sadly. I mean, they brought Luigi back.
Yeah.
They could have brought Mario back. It's fine. Cowards.
Sephiroth's final smash looks like I think it's like the end of Final Fantasy kind of spoiler. So I don't know if we really want to hit on it. He has wings.
It is end of the first Final Fantasy spoiler. However, they have changed it so that in the remake, they may not necessarily have to follow the original's timeline. So we could spoil a 30-year-old game because technically it's just speculation for the remakes at this point. No such thing as spoilers here. This game's been out for like over 20 years, bucko. So
what's her name?
Aerith.
Yeah, Aerith. Yeah. So you want to know my Final Fantasy knowledge? Here it is. Aerith dies. Sephiroth is some kind of demon, world-eating demon thing. Everybody loves Tifa.
Yes. Tifa's best girl. She punches
people, and she's got big boobs. that's what seems to be why people like her. She punches people in his big boobs.
She can stand up for herself and defend herself. She has big breasts, but she's also super duper kind and like selfless. She's a pure human. She is very just like good. She is amazing. She's everything I strive to be one day. She's great.
Barrett is my favorite character.
He's a dick.
I know nothing about him.
He
also punches people. I don't
like Barrett. He's a dick. He gets better through the series.
And Cloud is useless.
Cloud is just a blank space that you can write your own name on so that you can be the protagonist.
Yeah. So that's my Final Fantasy VII knowledge. Oh, also they're in the city and it's like rotting or something. Rotting in a like anti-environment, anti-capitalism sort of way.
It was wild to play Final Fantasy VII Remake in 2020 because like this game came out over 20 years ago, and it was about environmental rights and environmental activism and trying to make sure we're taking care of the planet and not just using the planet until it's dead, right? And this came out in 97. And in 2020, that is more relevant now than ever before because climate change and global warming are seriously bad things. And like that's kind of a direct parallel.
People thought about it 20 years ago, so
yeah.
Maybe we should do something.
Hey, wake up, people!
Yeah, so that's Final Fantasy VII from my understanding of never having played any of it.
I mean, that's a pretty good understanding. I mean, you got most of it.
All right.
I mean, you got the major points.
They teased a new Perfect Dark game. Who's excited? Perfect Dark is back. Woohoo.
I've never played one of those games.
I played the N64 one. And it was basically GoldenEye 1.5 back then. You know, it was the same developers, I think, even like the same dev team.
Oh, cool.
Because it was a Rare game back then. They had shared levels from at least a couple of the GoldenEye levels. So it was like, I think it like hit pretty well because of that. I I don't know how the one that launched on the Xbox 360 did, but I think it was a launch title for that system. In my mind, it's just tied to Red Rings of Death. But Joanna Dark coming back. And yeah, that's a Microsoft exclusive, so there's something there. They got their shooter franchise back.
They already have a shooter franchise.
Gears of War.
You're trolling. Halo.
I was trying to think of more than just Gears and Halo.
Want to play some Halo?
Yeah. Did they tease anything for Halo?
Actually,
they did.
Did they?
They did. There was a... Oh, no, that was Fortnite. That's what it was. It was
Master
Fortnite.
Chief in Fortnite. Everybody's in Fortnite. Master Chief and Kratos and Thanos and the Avengers and tons of people.
Now the Mandalorian or something, right? There's some Star Wars stuff in there now.
Yeah, maybe. They all canonically exist in the same universe now. Thanks, Fortnite.
Yeah. Yeah, Fortnite is the new Smash.
Yeah.
Actually, man, the main show, these reveals, like the top 3 reveals, pretty good stuff. Back for Blood is Turtle Rock Studio making Left 4 Dead again. So I'm super excited.
Seemed huge to see.
Yeah. So I think Turtle Rock is a spin-off studio from Left 4 Dead and Valve. Like they left Valve at some point to make Evolve. Evolve, came and went for better or for worse. And last year sometime they announced, we're making Back for Blood, which, Left 4 Dead. It's literally got like the same cadence in the name. The game looks exactly the same. Almost like visually it's like, wow, they didn't even update that. It just looks like Left 4 Dead, which it's perfect. They don't need to do anything to it. I'm excited to just have like new stuff around that, even if they just were like, here's virtually a remake of other levels we had in Left 4 Dead. So I'm excited to play that. I had a lot of fun with Left 4 Dead back in the day.
I've never played Left 4 Dead.
Oh, it's good. It's just like arcadey shooter. And like you can have up to 4 people play together, and there's a linear path, right, as you play through a couple different chapters in a campaign. And your target is basically get to the end of the level with your survivors, and then there are special types of zombies that'll attack you throughout. And the multiplayer is virtually the same. It's you're on the survivor team, then you're on the zombie team, and you get to play as the special zombies to attack the survivors.
Cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could play as the zombies.
Yeah, that's what like their PvP mode is.
That's wild.
Yeah. And then these next announcements, nothing really hit me. Did any of these stand out to you?
The Callisto Protocol.
Okay.
The trailer looked really cool. That one was like wild to me. I don't think I'll ever be able to handle playing it.
Yeah. So this one is noted as coming from the Dead Space creators.
Yeah,
or
which
like
is
the
great.
video game Dead Space, because I think the Dead Space existed as a concept before the video game. But this is a, spiritual successor to the Dead Space series. So if you're into that.
Which, yeah, it looks like it is going to fit right in with that game series, because I personally can't handle Dead Space either, because of how just well made it is and how terrifying it is.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was really pretty and looked really cool. So. Oh, I didn't realize that Open Roads came from the developers of Gone Home.
Yeah, and it might even have the same voice actress in it. So I don't know if it's a prequel or not, or a prequel or sequel or connected some way, but I think it might be. Because they mentioned, like with They mentioned, I think, the voice actors. Like, of course, we have these people, voicing.
Yeah, it was like, and returning, like they
Yeah.
emphasized, like, here they are again or whatever. Like, Carrie Russell and Caitlin Dever. Neither of those two are credited.
Okay.
In Gone Home.
Okay.
But I was mildly interested in that game before.
Yeah, I like a game where it's like choice-based kind of story dialogue stuff.
Yeah. Is it, but wasn't that one procedurally generated or something?
I don't know.
What's the next game? No, maybe not. It just looks like maybe just a story game. But yeah, it does look really cool. I added that one to my wish list on Steam.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, how far down are you going? Because I guess a bunch of the other stuff that's on here are like things that
Yeah, I'm just kind of skimming through.
Yeah.
Does Dragon Age 4? Does Dragon Age get you excited?
I've still never officially played one of those games.
Yeah, I played the prologue to one of them. I don't remember which one. This one, the trailer was like, hey, there's no prophecy this time around. That was like the focus of it, is just like your character is your character. There's no like set destiny, it seemed. So maybe just a little more loosely.
More open world and less.
Yeah.
The story base isn't going to be quite as much pressure, maybe.
Yeah, it kind of seemed that way, right? Like you're not like the chosen one.
You just get to exist this time. Instead of forcing you to be the center of the universe, you just get to just be here this time. Experience the world.
What was the game new season or season?
Season also was cool. I don't remember specifics.
I don't remember, but I remember being like, "Oh, that looks neat."
So there's a boy. It looks like a gentleman. No, through the eyes of a young woman. Oh yeah,
this one had like really cool looking visuals. That's right.
The main character is a young woman, apparently. From a secluded community, explore the world for the first time. Collect artifacts and memories before a mysterious cataclysm washes away the entire world. That sounds very final.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
That one looked neat. Oh, this one, I feel like this one's a weirdly big announcement. And I don't know what to say other than that. Ark 2.
Oh, yeah.
Ark is a surprisingly successful large game. They seem to have a lot of money because they got Vin Diesel to star in their game.
I don't understand why that was the move for them. Because so Cyberpunk 2077 was like is like an homage to a whole genre, right? Like it's supposed to be representative of a genre. Ark already exists and is this open world dinosaur collecting game.
Yeah.
But also like survival style game where you have to collect resources and whatever. So it's very strange to me that there is a sequel starring somebody because like there is a story to Ark, but the gameplay is not focused on the story. So why is this their next move? That's very odd to me.
Yeah. I've still never played it. I've installed it once or twice and then uninstalled it.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
I've played a little bit of Ark. Like I ran around with some dinosaurs and stuff. I got killed stupidly a bunch of times as new players do in those survival style games. But like, I know that I have a friend that was super into it. And so I started asking questions about stuff and he was like, I can't tell you that. That's spoilers. So like, I know there is a story, but it's not the focus right now, right? Like not of that game, I guess. There's lots of gameplay that can happen without experiencing the story. So like super weird move.
Yeah, going through, there's a lot of games here that I feel like were already announced, and then either they had a new trailer or something like that. This one called Road 96, maybe that's the one you were thinking of. That one looks like the procedural generated story game.
Yep, that's the one my brain kept hooking onto.
Yeah.
But the Evil Dead game reveal.
Evil Dead, yeah.
That looks really cool. I love co-op survival horror games.
Okay.
They are my shit.
Do you like the Evil Dead?
I'm actually not super familiar with the series, but I do have a friend that plays a lot of Ashley in Dead by Daylight because he's a character in Dead by Daylight as well. Yeah. I can't remember his last name right now for some reason.
I don't know. I don't know his name. I just know that I was like, oh, the Necromicon. Oh, this is that movie. This is that, what's it called? Evil, Ash, what's his,
It's Ashley Williams. Ashley Joanna Williams is his name. That's unfortunate. But yeah, so the voice actor, Bruce Campbell, he did the voice for Dead by Daylight too. Like, Ashley Williams is one of the most, pointedly voice acted characters in that game. Like, he has full voice lines and quips and stuff, and that's not really a thing that's standard for survivors in Dead by Daylight. So that's really cool, and the fact that the same guy is returning to play his character. He's like getting old. I think he's in like his 60s right now or something, maybe even older than that. And it's really cool that he just keeps coming back to play this character over and over again. Like, yeah, I love that.
Joseph Ferris, notable for saying fuck the Oscars a few years ago, and now is Jeff Keighley's friend. I think he had announced this game, It Takes Two, before, but they had a real trailer for it.
Yeah.
That looks like a lot of fun.
That one looks really
as far as
cool.
A co-op platformer.
I wanted to get that and play it with David, specifically.
Yeah, I think that looks like a fun, nice two-player co-op game to play.
It's about like a couple who gets turned into dolls, and they have to, like, they're like fighting. You can tell they're in like discourse, right? But like they have to work together to fix it, and I love that as a premise. It looks like such a cool game.
And I think like cinematically, or like how it's framed looks very movie-like. So I think that looks pretty cool.
Yeah, that game looks cool.
And then, let's see, Among Us, new map. I'll play that when it comes out, I assume. Ruined King, a League of Legends story, gameplay reveal.
Yes, I was actually really sad about that reveal. Because they only got the voice actors to return for 2 of the characters. Everybody else are cast with different people, which is wild to me because I don't know if maybe they didn't have enough money to pay. It's like Alawi is voiced by somebody else. Miss Fortune is not the original voice actress, but I need to double check if it's the one for like one of her skins, because she has a skin that has a different voice actress. And then there's 3 of them. I think it was 3 and 3, because it was Ari, Miss Fortune, and Alawi were not voiced by the right people. And then Pike is voiced by the right guy. Yasuo sounds like he's voiced by the right guy, and Braum sounds right too.
Braum,
yes. He's such a great character that I feel like if they had brought that character in and not had him voiced by the original person, they would not, like, any like longtime League of Legends veteran would not give a second thought to this game, because like there is no better fit for Braum than who they picked. Like, I don't know all of their names off the top of my head because there's a lot of voices in League of Legends.
I was gonna say, like, that's got to be hard to balance right over now a decade or so, right? It's just like,
and I imagine, that's why some of the characters can't be voiced by the original people. Like, Alawi's been in the game for probably like 5 years. Miss Fortune has been in the game for 9 or 10 years, like almost since the beginning. She was a really early character. Pike is pretty new. He's within the last couple of years. Yasuo, it was like 5 or 6 years ago, but he's like a prominent character. So like, I think that they dished out a lot of money to get that person to reprise their role, I imagine. Anyway, yeah, I was just sad because not all the voice actors match, but it still looks like it's going to be a pretty cool game overall. It looks like it's going to have a cool story. So, I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
But also not.
And the last announcement, they closed with Mass Effect. Yeah. Ooh. And
Mass
they said...
Effect will return. That's stupid.
Will continue, will return. It was just like, oh, okay. I guess, I don't know. BioWare, like, you're working on Dragon Age. You're rebooting Anthem, right? Like, there's still what? They probably have like 3 studios, I think. But take your time. I feel like Mass Effect Andromeda left a bad enough taste in everybody's mouth that it's fine. But it seems kind of like a reboot, right? And it was just like Mass Effect.
I know that the internet made fun of it pretty hard, and there's been a lot of speculation about like what this game might actually be and where it takes place. But I never got into Mass Effect. I don't care about Mass Effect.
I've never played much. Feel like it was close for me.
Doesn't it involve Shepard? Because we saw the thing she picked up had part of Shepard's ship insignia on it.
I didn't hear Bryce come in.
The disembodied voice of Bryce joins.
Oh, that scared the shit out of me. I was like, where is this audio coming from? Oh, hi, Bryce.
Hi, how's it going?
How are you?
Good.
I'm not doing well. I had a bad day.
Oh, Bryce.
Do you want to pop into RSG?
Yeah, is this going to be recorded on your end? Is this getting picked up?
No, it's not being recorded. So
it's being recorded by my OBS. We can chop
your
it
video
together.
Yeah, that'll be something as long as you're not like typing or anything during it. But I haven't started an audition file. I'm not doing anything beyond this. I just thought, oh, you guys are in chat, in the voice chat. I'm gonna pop in and see what you're talking about.
We just,
oh my God.
What was your favorite announcement from the Game Awards? What stood out to you the most, Bryce?
I'll be honest, I was half in and out of the Game Awards because the Disney event was happening at the same time. So I was like bouncing between the two of them. God, was there anything like the Sephiroth thing was cool and unexpected. It gave us the first look of the expansion for Elite Dangerous, which I've been looking forward to for a bit. So that's a very niche thing that I was like, oh, cool to see that that's actually going to be a thing. The shooting looks interesting on there because, I mean, the new expansion for Elite Dangerous allows people to walk. Previously, you were basically a ship. You were technically an avatar inside the ship, but you could never ever leave the ship. So you might as well have been the ship.
Boots on the moon.
Yeah, you're finally going to, I guess, be able to walk around, explore like base stations and stuff, and I guess shoot. They showed a lot of like shooting at other people, so it's like, oh, that's kind of cool. God, yeah, I'm trying to think like if there was anything that really stood out, and I can't think of anything. But of course, with the day I've had, I'm just a blank slate right now. I have no thoughts. I only exist. Okay, well, I'm gonna go see if I can buy a Nintendo Switch now.
Good luck.
Have fun. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Bryce. Reporting live from the field.
Wow.
That was our wonky connection at the end, you know?
That was cool.
That was cool.
Oh, yeah.
Goodness gracious.
That was the Game Awards announcements that we cared about most. There were more. There's a lot out there.
That's true.
You know? But we're going to look at the awards. We're just going to, you know, I don't know. You want to just like breeze through them, or do you even want to talk about all of them? What ones do you care about?
let's start from the bottom.
Okay,
And
that's
then
what
go
I was
up.
thinking.
Yeah.
God, there's so many categories. They didn't hand out this many awards.
Some of them were in the pre-show.
Content Creator of the Year is the bottom one.
Yeah.
That went to Valkyrae. I frequently watch an Among Us lobby that she is in.
Yeah, Corpse Husband plays with them too.
Yeah.
I watch Corpse Husband highlights that she's in sometimes.
Yeah. So congratulations to Valkyrae. I don't care about the esports ones.
Isn't she Pokemon's roommate?
I don't know if they still are. They used to be for sure.
Okay.
That much is clear
Gotcha.
to me. I don't know that much about it. I think she streams on YouTube. Or I don't even know if she streams actually. Maybe she just makes YouTube videos. She's part of 100 Thieves. I know that.
Oh, okay. Sure.
So maybe she's roommates with the 100 Thieves house.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I also don't care about esports. We can just skip that.
Congratulations if you're into esports and
way to go, esports. Yeah. I appreciate that you exist, but sports are not my thing in any form at all.
I like some things. Sometimes I like esports. Just none of these. Best esports game, League of Legends. Congratulations, you did it. I don't know how many times that is.
Several. They've done it before. It's not their first time. It's fine. Okay, best game direction. Oh, why is there a link to that? That's weird. It must be the only time that it's mentioned. Half-Life Alyx was in that category.
Yeah, it looks like Final Fantasy Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Half-Life Alyx, and The Last of Us Part 2.
Was the winner.
And the Game Award goes to...
Oh. Yep.
Yeah, The Last of Us Part 2.
We don't have to do that for all of these, do
we? No, we don't. Yeah, that seems fine. I feel like I watched that game get played, and it was pretty well directed. I think they told that story well. It was kind of cool.
I actually checked out of The Last of Us Part 2 completely because of how quickly or how close it came out to Final Fantasy VII, and then I was too emotionally invested into that game and could not take on any more emotional games.
I will say I totally forgot that The Last of Us Part 2 came out this year. Like, seeing it nominated, and it actually won a lot of awards. So
it did win quite a few awards.
Yeah, including innovation in accessibility. Jeff Keighley said he's going to have that category going forward. I think that's a pretty good one to have.
I like that.
I've seen a lot of push for that in just like games Twitter space.
And you
more
know
recently.
What's cool about that category this year? That game, Hyperdot, we played that. Bryce and I got to play that at 2DCon, and we got to talk with the developer. I don't know if I'm fairly certain we interviewed him. I don't remember if it was me or Bryce who did the interviewing for him. I think Bryce did, because I think I only interviewed one person at 2DCon, and I didn't like it. But Bryce did a couple of interviews, and I'm fairly certain he got to interview that guy. And that was really cool to see that at the Game Awards, because like obviously that's a much bigger production than a game convention in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Like,
yeah. So it's getting, I think that was like kind of a big thing across the board this year, was like a game like Hades getting nominated in like the Game of the Year category and stuff like that. It's like the smaller games are getting a foothold.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
It's great to see indie games just really just like, they're starting to lead the pack. And I like that, because AAA games are just like, they just think they can get away with whatever the fuck they want, and they're learning that they can't. And I like that. I like to see that.
Best community support went to Fall Guys, and I think that's the only one Fall Guys won, because I think Among Us came in and got it for party game or something, or multiplayer game.
So best indie game, Fall Guys was nominated but lost. And
that makes sense. I feel like that's a stiff competition in indie game.
Art direction, AR. I have no idea.
We'll get to it as we go. But yeah, Fall Guys won that, and I bet that's probably because of like their Twitter presence. Honestly, I think Fall Guys killed it on social. and really made themselves bigger that way than they would
And
have
they
been.
initially did a giant move for charity, which is like a good community move, because that's something that like you get to see a game collaborate with, other people to do good for things that are apart from themselves. Like, that's cool. They did that right at the beginning, and that was good for them to do.
The best mobile game category, I actually didn't think that Among Us was going to win this one. I thought Genshin Impact was going to, based on how much everybody loved that game, or still does.
I think Among Us is actually a bigger mobile game than you think, because if you're not a gamer, you're still playing Among Us on the phones. Like that, I've got coworkers that are not gamers.
It's just like so mainstream. It's like Fortnite levels of mainstream.
It went from zero to hero in 2020. Way to go, Among Us.
Yeah, it only took 2 years. No, that's really cool.
No,
like,
it is really cool. They released that
game 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And because they released like another game, right? I think they released like a Henry Stickmin collection, that developer. That must have gotten eyes on what else have they done? What's this Among Us game? And then it just blew up from there on Twitch, and has just...
As COVID happened, it was such a perfect COVID game. Like,
I'm actually hoping to play some later tonight, so...
Ooh!
Yeah. The best indie game category, this is like a packed one to me. There was Carrion, which I have downloaded on Game Pass, haven't played it yet, but I want to. Fall Guys, which I've probably played, one of the most I've played this year. Hades, which, everybody's indie darling of the year. Spelunky 2, which I almost feel like is like the old man's indie game at this point. And then Spiritfarer, which again, I have it downloaded on Game Pass, haven't started playing it yet, but I'd like to at some point. It's like that
Spiritfarer is another game that we got to go interview the devs for.
Really cool.
But that one was at PAX. Yeah, that was cool.
Nice.
We got to go to there was like an indie access game Xbox thing the night before PAX, and we talked to them there, and then we got to interview them on the PAX floor. They had a special, a lot of places will have special places for media to come and interview and talk with them, and we got to access that and play additional content for Spiritfarer that other people didn't have access to at the time. That was a cool experience. I'm really happy to see Spiritfarer in this category, because that was a cool game. It is a cool game. I haven't got to play it all the way through yet, but
I think it's like 20 hours or something.
Yeah,
right?
it's kind of a big game, because there's also like inventory management and there's like an overarching story and like initial concept, I guess, but then there's also a bunch of little mechanical systems.
It's got like town building stuff, right? Like you were building your boat.
You're building your boat. You're helping people move on, so you're gonna have like quest lines for them to further them along and stuff, and inventory management and exploration. I think you have to discover new places on the world and stuff. So kind of a lot going on in that game.
Yeah, so the winner of Best Indie Game was Hades. I don't know if I said that before.
I haven't played
congratulations.
any of those games except for Fall Guys. This is the one thing I don't like about the Game Awards, is that it's like, wow, this is how much I didn't prioritize gaming this year.
Right, like I don't just play games for, I don't get paid to play games kind of thing, so I'm going to miss some of these fighting games. Best fighting game, I don't play fighting games.
Me neither.
Apparently Mortal Kombat was the best of the bunch.
I didn't know any of these existed except for Mortal Kombat, and I thought that game came out before. I didn't realize that was a 2020
That's
release.
kind of how I feel. Best sim and strategy. Sim and or strategy, I should say. I guess people don't like strategy games because the sim game won.
That's true.
Microsoft Flight Simulator won that category. Best role-playing game went to Final Fantasy VII Remake, a 20-year-old game. No, they've reinvented it, right? It's different now.
Rebuilt from the ground up and completely reworked. At this point,
That's
if
fair.
they're calling it a like anything other than a new series, like yes, technically it came from an original series, but like they're changing it. It's not the same thing. They're expanding upon it. They're doing more of what they wanted to do initially, which is really cool to see. But it's not the exact same game by any stretch of the imagination.
Like to acknowledge Genshin being nominated in the best role-playing game because it was also in the best mobile game category, and that's wild. That's where we're at. I don't even
know what Genshin is. The Game Awards made me realize how much I don't know what Genshin is at all.
It's a sort of gacha game, right? You're collecting characters, and they have associated rarities and power levels, so that's kind of how they get you to buy, roles and try and roll the characters. But you're leveling their abilities and stuff up while you explore a Breath of the Wild looking open world and doing quests. That's kind of what it is.
Okay.
In like a super, reduced high level. Best audio design nominees were Doom Eternal, Half-Life Alyx, Ghost of Tsushima, Resident Evil 3, and The Last of Us Part 2. This one went to The Last of Us, and I don't know if I necessarily, I don't know.
I haven't played any of those games either.
I didn't play any of these games either, but I don't know. Does The Last of Us have the best audio design? If someone could explain that to me.
Somebody thinks so.
Maybe I'd agree. Yeah. I know, I guess the panel of judges generally agree, right? Like, that's what it comes down to, is there are, I don't know, some amount of people that vote on this, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's an academy,
Mm-hmm.
So that's how these get decided. And I guess, yeah, that's one of them where it's like, okay, if The Last of Us is going to win other awards, maybe it shouldn't, but that's not really, I guess you're right. You're not then just taking the vote, so that's weird too, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're cherry picking things then, and that's not really in the spirit of it either.
Yeah, that's getting into electoral college nonsense.
Yeah, so everybody doesn't need a trophy, I guess. Games for Impact, which is maybe a newer category. I don't remember. It is
newer.
Actually.
I don't know that it was new this year, but I know it's newer.
Nominees were If Found, Kentucky Route Zero TV Edition, which is one that I actually forgot about and wanted to do as a game chat, so I'm going to keep that in my mind for the future. Spiritfarer, Tell Me Why, and Through the Darkest Times.
I really
Darkest Times.
I don't know about that one, and I also don't know the Kentucky Route Zero TV Edition, but I played If Found, and that was.
Is that about a phone?
No.
Oh.
It's a journal, actually. You're reading through somebody's journal. And I am 99% certain this person is trans.
Okay.
And it's just kind of like a collection of their life. But yeah, and I want to play Tell Me Why really bad. That looks like a cool game.
That one, Tell Me Why, is what won this category, and I guess that one also kind of surprised me, but it's just maybe, I don't know. I feel like the Games for Impact category is loosely defined currently, or I don't know. I think people like the Tell Me Why style game, the Don't Nod story choice game a lot, and that's kind of why it fits in nicely here. But I don't know. I guess the story, right, has a lot of dealing with, I don't know, tough subjects or something like that, right? That's the impression I get.
Yeah, I actually don't. I remember seeing it announced at something else earlier this year. We talked about it this year in the podcast. I don't know if there was a trailer that had come up or something. It was in another one of these styles of look at all these games that are set to come out. When did they announce Grounded?
Oh, yeah, that was part of the summer stuff, right?
Yeah, so that
Or
isn't that
even
when Tell Me
before.
Why was announced and given a
Yeah.
release date and stuff?
Yeah, I
Because
think
that
so.
was on my radar recently.
I think that the games for impact category, probably like the accessibility one, it's like those are in early stages, and over the next couple of years as we see those kind of flourish, there'll be I don't know. I guess I feel like the category isn't fully realized yet, and it will be in a few years.
Mm-hmm.
Is what I'm trying to say.
Sure.
Best multiplayer. Animal Crossing did not win. Call of Duty did not win.
I was
Fall
actually,
Guys
yeah.
did not win. Valorant didn't win. That's not really surprising. Valorant was there. Valorant's doing well. It's doing its own thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That game's it's fine. Among Us, though, the best multiplayer game of 2020.
I mean, yeah. Duh.
We're climbing to the top here. Well, there's still actually a lot of
There's
awards.
quite a bit still going on.
Best narrative. This one, I bet you could guess. Last of Us Part 2. Won best direction, best audio, best narrative. Man, it's really racking up those awards. Must be a favorite game. It might even be. I'm trying to hint at things here.
Yeah, you're foreshadowing.
Yeah. Best art direction. I see why Ghost of Tsushima won this one. Do you see why Ghost of Tsushima won this one?
I mean, yeah. It's a graphically brilliant game.
Yeah, it's really nice looking, and I think like the use of remember the wind mechanic, right? It was like you're not going to follow like a point on a map. You're just going to like have the wind blow and it's going to guide you. And it's like that level of thought and touch to it, or like you're going to follow the fox to the like secret shrine thing. It's like those aspects I think really got people.
Did you play Ghost of Tsushima?
I did not. I just watch a lot of people play games.
Yeah, I didn't even watch people play that game. I think that's really where I get tripped up is I don't even watch people play games. I just play the same shitty games over and over again.
I do that, but I have the TV on in the background watching,
yes.
you know.
I don't do that. Maybe I should do that. But I stream all of my shitty games.
Best action game went to Hades, beating out Doom Eternal, Half-Life Alyx, Neo 2, and Streets of Rage 4. And I thought, yeah, that makes sense. Hades got the most nominations, but it didn't feel like it won that many awards. So they got a couple though, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Best of VR AR, a category Bryce cares about.
I don't even know if Bryce played many of the games in this category or any of them.
Yeah, I don't know. Half-Life Alyx though, I felt like that was the obvious winner as a non-VR user. It was just like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. I didn't watch it live. I scrubbed through it right after it got done airing. And I skipped a lot of
these in-between ones, yeah.
I skipped like, okay, I don't really care about this category. Like, or I tried to watch most of the categories in the actual awards, but like a lot of the entertainment stuff, like Jeff Keighley's narrative and stuff, most of that I just was like, eh. You
didn't watch the Whooper watches on Pokemon?
I watched
Pokemon
the first
Go?
one and I was like, this is silly.
The Whooper watch. Tony Hawk won best sports/racing game, so good job. You beat out the yearly entries of most of the sports games.
Yes, which is also funny. This whole category is so silly.
Yeah, it's FIFA, F1, NBA, Dirt 5, not technically yearly, right? But that's the 5th entry. And Tony Hawk's probably like the 8th entry, really.
Also, it's a
entry.
remake.
And it's a remake, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Best ongoing game, No Man's Sky. They did it. They finally got there. You know?
Yeah, that was probably really nice for them.
Yeah.
They've been working their butts off on that game.
And Fortnite's Donald Mustard congratulated them because I think Fortnite was like the presumptive. I guess Fortnite and Destiny, right, tend to be those games that are like something like that's going to win. Overwatch, I think in years past had been there.
I'm actually just always mad when League isn't in that category.
That's interesting. Yeah, why is League just not?
I think it might be a different format because it's not like a story. They don't add a story element to it.
Right.
Necessarily, and like it seems as though some of these kind of have like some kind of story element. Like Riot or League has lore, but not story.
Maybe it's like a symptom of who is nominating and who is voting, right? Like if it's the main media gaming outlets, right? And so if those people aren't spending the time to play League, then they're not going to nominate it, even though consistently League is like the number 1 or number 3, top 3 or 5 game streaming.
Streamed game for sure. And watched.
Yeah, and like Minecraft isn't there, right? Minecraft consistently gets updates.
Yeah, that's true. And Minecraft had a huge year this year.
And it's the biggest game ever.
They upended some of their lore. Like they're making huge moves. I've been watching a lot of game theory videos about Minecraft because they're making a lot of substantial changes and updates and like fleshing out the Minecraft universe in such a really cool way this year. They had a big Nether update. Like that's something that's been in the game since like 1.0 release, and they updated it and fleshed it out and gave it more substance. Like super
I've still
cool.
never played.
You've never played Minecraft?
I've never played Minecraft. I'm kind of interested though in starting like a server where I can have a multiplayer server and then like
where do I even begin? I say the word Nether and that means nothing to you.
I've watched people play Minecraft.
All right.
Again.
That's fair.
Get the gist.
So you're not completely blind.
Yeah.
All right.
That's funny. Yeah, I've never played Minecraft. One day.
That's shocking to me. That was one of the first games that my ex made me play when I started getting into PC gaming because I was always a console gamer, and he's the one that made me a PC gamer.
Maybe that's why. It's just like, I don't know. I dodged like that.
You dodged the hooks that people think that console gamers need to play PC gamers or games.
Yeah. Best performance. Multiple Last of Us people were nominated.
Right.
Ghost of Tsushima had a nominee. Good job. Miles Morales had a nominee. Good job, Sony. You're known for your performances.
I feel like all of these were like, I mean, I didn't experience most of these, but they were all really, really good performances. Like, to be meta as fuck.
Laura Bailey as Abby won, beating out Ellie.
She made me cry with her speech.
Really?
It was like really emotional. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was genuinely not expecting that. And I think entirely off of speculation because I don't know the relationship at all, but it almost seemed like she felt guilty for winning it over Ashley Johnson as Ellie. Mm-hmm. Just like the way she addressed her, like it hurt my heart to watch.
Abby's a cool character. I don't agree with all the people that are mad about The Last of Us Part 2. I think that game is structured well and that Abby is a good character.
I don't know anything about it. I watched all of The Last of Us 1. So eventually I will watch The Last of Us 2.
It's interesting too because like it's best performance, right? And the game like The Last of Us is very motion capture heavy, where something like Hades not nearly as much. It's more voice acting, but like Logan Cunningham, I believe he plays multiple characters in Hades.
Oh.
So it's like interesting there, right? There's a balancing act of they gave him the nom as Hades in Hades, right? Because it's the title character, but
he played multiple different performances within that game. That's cool.
I want to make sure I without messing that up. Actually, I just want to fact check.
Cross-reference it.
Yeah. He is Hades, Poseidon, Achilles, Charon, the Storyteller, and Asterius
Holy shit.
in Hades.
That seems like a lot.
Yeah. So good for him. Best
Lord
debut game.
Hades.
That means it's your first game, I guess, right? You're a new studio?
Yeah.
It must be, right? That must be the rules. Congratulations to Phasmophobia.
Yes. I was so excited to see that. I actually got a Twitter notification when that one was announced because I get Twitter notifications for the Phasmophobia's Twitter account. And yeah, I was like, oh yeah, the Game Awards are happening.
Best family game went to Animal Crossing.
Oh yeah. I think that's a good fit.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I think that, yeah, if it was going to win anything, that's the one.
I'm really happy that Mario Kart Live Home Circuit didn't win that one because it doesn't.
That got a nomination. That's interesting.
One. Yeah.
Because that just came out too. Best action adventure game. Different than best action game. Because there's adventure too, I guess. I don't know if that means story or if that means not shooting. You tell me.
Yeah, that's weird.
It contains things like The Last of Us, Assassin's Creed, Spider-Man, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, Star Wars. So is that the only nomination Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order got? Because last year that was like a sort of, I guess Jedi Fallen Order had come out late enough that it wasn't able to get nominated, sort of like Cyberpunk this year. So it's like in the window where
in that
everything
bad
else
window
also came out. Yeah, so good luck getting an award by next year kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
It just won't be in people's minds, I think. But that went to The Last of Us Part 2. If you're sensing a pattern here, it's that The Last of Us 2 won almost everything it was nominated for. But it didn't win Best Score in Music, which it was nominated for. A 20-year-old game, Final Fantasy VII did.
No! How dare you? No! You know why it won? Because it was a super nostalgic soundtrack that they had the original composer come in and update.
That is cool.
And that is
very cool.
Fucking beautiful, man. Ugh. Nothing can beat that level of nostalgia and satisfaction. Like, you've heard all the orchestra covers of all of these songs before, but like this is like reimagined. And
also
it's
like the lo-fi versions and the dubstep versions.
So you've heard the remixes and the remakes and the orchestras and the covers and this is like reimagined and it's beautiful. And
right.
Oh God. Yes, sorry.
All right. I'll compromise and say that Final Fantasy, you did it. You've reinvented it, so it's okay.
Yeah, it's not the same.
I was okay with Tony Hawk getting the sports awards, so yeah. It's fine.
I love that. I see that's because it's not just like a remaster. They remade it. They fixed it. They updated it. Like I'm here for games being remade and reimagined and like full backing because like there is a bunch of games that like you can't play anymore or it's hard to find or it's a pain in the ass to find that are nostalgic and beautiful to you and like fucking remake them and give them to me again. I will pay for them.
The only nominee in this one that I can't really like feel the score from is Ori and the Will of the Wisps, just because I'm not super familiar with it. But I think like all of these are pretty strong nominations. Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Hades, and The Last of Us were all in that one as well. And I think all of those soundtracks stand out as like, yep, those are definitely like top tier. And that brings us to Game of the Year. You wanna take it away, Darian?
Yes, the nominees are Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, and Animal Crossing New Horizons. But then the last nominee is also the winner, and that's...
You guessed it.
The Last of Us Part 2!
I
Where's
guess
the
people really
noisemaker?
like The Last of Us. I watched someone play it, so I probably won't play it. It was a good time. It was enjoyable, except for all the in-between parts, but all the story stuff was good.
I feel like I have to play that game myself because I feel like it's an emotionally driven game, and if I watch someone else play it and talk about it, I don't think it'll hit me the same way.
I watched it like a movie, and it was good. They did it.
Like without narration or anything?
Oh no, with just I watched like most of someone's playthrough.
And they talked
like,
the whole time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would dip it in and out during some of like the more just like, this is a mission where you're doing, you're going from point A to point B and you're killing a lot of people and stealthing in and out. It's like, okay. I guess that isn't going to, like, maybe it would if I was super into it and really wanted to play it. Like, that would change my perspective on like what a journey or something, the game was. But like just watching it casually, it was like, okay. I really like what they did with the story, and it felt good. So congratulations to The Last of Us Part 2.
Hell yeah.
You did it.
You did everything you set out to do, probably. Hopefully.
Yeah.
If not, I guess you're going to need to try again. I don't know if that game ends in a way that there could be another sequel. Don't spoil it. That may be too much.
I don't know. I guess they could do whatever they want, There's always a way to put a sequel into something.
That's true. Especially when money's involved.
Yeah. That brings us to the end of the Game Awards.
We did it.
Let's thank our Patreon producers. Did you know that we have a Patreon? It is... Why doesn't he have the URL in here? Oh no. I assume it's patreon.com/lastgeek. Yeah, I'm just going to go with that.
Why doesn't he link it? Maybe that's why we don't have more Patreon producers.
But for the low price of $5 a month, you could be a Patreon producer and get a shout out every episode like Aaron C. and Dragons Lucas just did. Thank you to the both of you. You also get access to some early videos. And if you don't, you can check out the regular videos on YouTube at Last Geek Plays. Is it youtube.com/lastgeek? I feel like these are things I should know by now.
Yes. Patreon.com/lastgeek.
There it is. Take it away, Darian.
Okay. Do you want to be a part of the show? Go to readysetgamecast.com/submit to submit a question, comment, or your favorite video game remake so far for us to read in the show.
Ooh, so far, there's been so many.
Yeah, well, there has been a lot, but there's more coming. There's absolutely going to be reboots and remakes of franchises because nostalgia sells. Tell me your favorite so far. The category is ever expanding.
In all of history. Oof. I'm gonna say Tetris 99 for the memes.
I mean, mine's definitely Final Fantasy VII Remake. The Game Awards 2021 asks, what
Jeff
Game
Keighley
Award
himself.
What Game Award category would you add?
Oh.
I don't think I'm qualified to answer this question.
I'm gonna say best mini game. Like as a legitimate one, I think that would be a fun category.
How would we stop Nintendo from making new Super Mario or like Mario parties every year with a category like that?
Yeah. I was thinking like the cooking in Breath of the Wild because my first thought was like, oh, best food, like, most delicious food or something like that.
Oh, yeah, that would be a cool one. But
then I was like, oh, maybe you're cooking it. It's the mini game of cooking it. Maybe it's best mini game. Like, what has the best? Yeah.
Like, Kingdom Hearts is known for having fantastic minigame game.
Yeah. There'd be stiff competition there.
Yeah, that's a good category. I can't pick one. There's no way. I have no
No?
idea. What about if it had something to do with like community response? Like the best game that got the best fan art or something like that.
Okay, yeah.
So that it's more like community involvement and appreciating the fans as well.
Yeah.
I think that would be kind of cool to see. Like,
Right, because like Among Us would probably be a good one for that, right? Like it got picked up by
it spawned the shit out of memes everywhere. I there was news on well, not really, I guess kind of news. So Scott Cawthon, the creator of the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that's another one that, yeah.
Yeah. He actually recently just started an initiative where he's going to like privately fund the spin-offs of his own game so that the devs can create more that kind of like took its creativity from his original game and then like made their own series. Like he's gonna fund and enable them to continue to do that, which is really cool to see. Like it's just more of like, I appreciate that you appreciated my work so much that your creativity was spurred. Like that's amazing.
Yeah, that is very cool. Yeah.
So something like that, like my or like our creation spawned this
right, like
thing.
we make this thing, but then where does it go? Right, what gives it legs? It's
I think that'd be cool to see. Because Among Us definitely would have won that category this year. There's songs and animations, memes, and everybody knows what Among Us is now. Like, yeah, I think that'd be cool one to see.
I think that's a good category. And that brings us to the end of the show.
That's it.
Go to lastgeek.com for links to the podcast and all your favorite podcast services, including iTunes, Spotify, and Stitcher, as well as the video version on YouTube. Like I mentioned earlier, there's some other gaming vids up on YouTube as well. If you like the show, please subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes and Stitcher. That is like the most important thing you can do, honestly, besides listening, is giving it a review. That helps us grow and become more powerful. Yeah, look at those flexes. Bryce is working out right now, getting buff.
Totally.
Lifting people's refrigerators that they ordered for Christmas.
Oh my.
I don't know. You should check out Dungeons and Gamers. That is another podcast that both Darian and I are on. We're playing again tomorrow. So that episode will probably be out in 4 months. But the latest episode came out earlier this month. You can hear it. The latest episode comes out on the last Monday of each month. So the next one will, it's a couple weeks away. The most recent one came out a couple weeks ago. We're right in the middle. It's a good time to get on board and catch up. You can also follow at Dungeon Gamers on Twitter.
Yes.
Darian, where can people find you?
Find me at twitch.tv/awitchyfairy. AWITCHYFAERIE. There's a pattern here with me picking
It almost feels
names.
like there's a song there.
Yeah, I mean, maybe one day. We'll put it to music.
All right.
Just so that it's a catchy way for people to find my link. Is that from your mixer?
Yeah, that was my thing. That was just me going with the...
That's cool. Yeah. Twitch, Twitter, I guess Instagram. I just changed that one. And I play video games on my Twitch. I try to do it multiple times a week.
Nice. Catch Darian playing the same games and not playing The Last of Us, and then thinking, I gotta play The Last of Us.
Yes. Catch me playing League of Legends more often than I would like to admit, and then being really sad about it when I'm not streaming, because why the fuck am I wasting my time playing League of Legends?
You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Dilbert Pickled. And you can find Bryce and the other Last Geek stuff at Last Geek or Last Geek Plays on various sites. I know on Twitch it's Last Geek Plays. Try them both. You'll find it. It'll be fine. You can find our faces around there too. I think that's gonna do it for us. So
I think so too.
I'm just gonna say goodbye, everybody. And
Bye.
hit you with a.
Oh yeah.
That's a great sound.